Welcome back. It's your host, Halli.Smith, for another episode of 𝙄𝙚𝙩. Happy Halloween, guys. If you're watching the video, you will see me in my naughty little cop girl outfit. Guys, this one is so freaking cute. I got it off of Amazon, but I just feel like the baddest bitch ever. Would I ever actually wear this out on Halloween? I think so, just because it is honestly so freaking sexy. I would have to beat the men off with a stick to keep them off of me. And, as you guys know, I'm a married woman, so I'm not trying to get that type of Halloween night. Not that it's not fun. If you're single, I would highly recommend you buy this costume, you wear it out. If you're on the prowl that night, if you are trying to get some, ma'am, you will definitely be arresting some hotties. I feel like there would be so many hot jokes you could come up with this one for to a guy being like, I'm going to arrest you, or even a girl, like, come and let me show you my handcuffs. Let me show you how to work these. You ever tried handcuffs in the bedroom? Well, yeah, it would be the perfect time to drop some little sly comments like that. Even for guys or people hitting on you, it's so easy to drop a little comment like, come arrest me, babe. Ooh, I hope the cops come get me, something like that. I had so many jokes on my man. I was like, you want to play cops and robbers? So this was a naughty one. I love costumes that you can really play on. Halloween is coming up. I have not ordered my costume yet. I haven't even figured that out yet, guys. I have definitely two big ideas of things that I want to be for Halloween. But at the same time, I have no freaking plans. What do you do at this age? I'm starting to get older just a little bit. I'm 23 and I'm just like, what do I do for Halloween anymore? Because now all of me and my friends, we're all spread out. We finished college, so we're not in those college days. We don't have guaranteed parties set up. And now we all live in different countries, so it's not super easy just to meet up, go do something. I have to do it alone. And now I'm married. So now I definitely got to go either meet with the homies or come back or just have a chill spooky night. But I still really want to get dressed up and have some fun. I honestly just need to start making more friends because I need more friends. I feel like it would be maybe people on social media, influencers, that we all have a lot of friends. I'm sure there are plenty that do, but I'm a loner, okay? I am a homebody. I love being at home all the time. That's the thing too, is that I'm not really a big partier. I don't really love drinking, things like that. I'm more of a California sober type of girl, if you know what I mean. I like the green, the organic. I'm not much of a big drinker anymore. It's just so bad for you. And I just hate how I feel after I drink. So I just don't really get into it that much anymore. But I feel like that's the main way to make friends as an adult. How do you make friends as an adult if you're not drinking? Obviously, there's Pilates classes, fitness classes, things like that you can try. But when I go to the gym, I literally just go in there, get my weightlifting, and then I'm done. I get out of it. I don't really have any classes that I take at the moment, any group activities, anything like that. And then if I am making friends, I'm just cautious just because, you never know. There's so many different type of people out there. I don't like any drama. I like to keep my life pretty simple and organized. But I literally told my agency that I work for, who helps me, with my content creation, all those things. And I was like, hey guys, I need to make some friends. They asked me Sarah, what are your goals for this month? And I was like, friendship. I need to make friends. So I asked them if they, could just if you get any more invitations for me to any events or anything like that for content creation influencers, please let me know. I will definitely be picking up more than I usually do. So they immediately sent me events and I was super excited and I was awesome, cool. I went to one of them recently and I brought my friend. She's not a content creator. She is not in this world. And it was in LA. I should have known just from that growing up in LA, the type of people that are there. But we show up, I'm super excited because I'm this is a cool little brand. It looks like it's going to be fun. And I just want to start networking and just make some more friends. And I would love to have also just content creation as well friends, because that could be nice just to, go hang out, take pictures, go grab coffee, talk about it, things like that. They don't have to be, but I would just that'd be cool too. So I was just trying to broaden my horizons and make some friends. When I pull up to this event, guys, the social anxiety was crazy. My friend, she's never been to one of these events, for content creation and even an influencer-esque event. So she was scared. She was shaking a little bit. I felt bad, but I was I get it. She was that beginning nervous anxiety. We go into the event, super duper crowded, super small space, but it was super cute. The brand did such a good job. They had so many cool decorations and things going on and drinks and food and goodies. But the only thing was, it was just a little busy and there was a lot of LA influencers and they were all serving drinks. Everybody was very beautiful. Everybody was very dolled up, but everybody was super duper cliquey. Nobody was mingling. Nobody was talking to other people besides the people they came with or they clicked. There was a few interminglings, but they kind of already knew each other or had known of each other. But there wasn't anybody just, hey, la la. It was very closed off. Everybody's energy was very shut down. And I thought maybe I was just in my head kind of, perceiving these things. Maybe it's just like a stressful environment. I feel like I'm just kind of nervous. Maybe I'm just the only one, but my friend, she was picking up the vibes too. And I was really focused on just like, taking the event, getting some cute content, really just, being there for this event. But she had more eyes on the people. So she was watching, she was keeping her eyes out for me, like my little spy watching people. And yeah, there's definitely some people who were just like serving like face. I don't know if they were actually just being cunty stares or if they just have no emotions on their face and they're just like, and they're just looking at you, but they just have a resting bitch face. I don't know, but there was some cuntiness. I talked to a few people who were, I don't know, got mixed emotions. I felt like sometimes my content that I talk about is, yes, it's out there. It's, if you've seen my pink water bottle, yes, everybody knows I post some, more scandalous content. So I feel like sometimes when girls or people come up to me, I feel like they're kind of being two-faced or giving backhanded compliments. This, though, is from some creators. I have never had any problem with just like, how do I say, like, just random people that come up to me. Like if I'm just out and about or I'm shopping and any girls come up to me and they're like, oh my gosh, I love your content. It is completely sweet. You can totally feel the vibe. It's 100%, just girlhood, love, support. But something about when I meet other influencers, their compliments sometimes don't always feel so complimentary. And it honestly could just be a misunderstanding, but sometimes it just kind of feels like a two-faced kind of backhanded compliment. Like, what you do? And they kind of give me like this look, but it's not like the look I get when somebody's like, yeah, like I love it. Like it's spicy. Like we're giggling because it's spicy. No, it's like a, yeah, I know what you talk about. So I don't know. I kind of was like a little bit defeated because I just felt like I wasn't getting that type of interaction that I wanted. But like, it is what it is. And like, honestly, if you don't like me, if you don't like my content, totally get it. I'm not for you. We don't need to be friends. There's thousands of content creators out there that do enjoy me and I would like to make friends with eventually. But the vibes at this event were not it for the people wise. I just wasn't getting the sweetest energy from everybody. So we spent some time there, hung out, me and my friend, and we just like dipped and went to dinner because we were like, okay, done what I need to do, seen everything, but the vibes were off and it made me sad. It made me a little bit sad because I'm trying to make new friends. And obviously you guys are so sweet and you can always pop into my DM, say hello if you want to be friends, things like that. But I'm on the lookout, but I was kind of just defeated. And actually I told like my agents and I was like, guys, like I miss our gang because obviously like I know all of the influencers who are represented by the same company that I am. And it is so different. It is so nice when you're at like an agency event with a bunch of your girls because then you just have your gang. Everybody's super supportive. You guys are all under one unit. So everybody's so nice. And I've met a bunch of the people who are underneath my management team as well. So whenever I see like one of my girls, I immediately cling to them and, say hello and hang out with them because it's just so much fun. But because I'm in my cop uniform and we are talking about violations tonight, such as the violation of girlhood being cunty to me at an event, we're going to talk about another violation because while we were driving in the car to this event, me and my friend, we were yippity yapping, it was like a little 30-minute drive. So we were doing some chatting and we were reminiscing because she was telling me about a little thing she's been going on. And it just brought back the idea to me of a long ago conversation I've had so many times with my friends, even with my husband. And that is this: if you are meeting up with your ex after you broke up and are trying to just hang out and be friends, guilty. Guilty is charged. I am arresting you. I'm going to use my handcuffs. Okay. I will use force and I will arrest you if I catch you trying to hang out with your ex after you guys broke up. I am sorry to break it to you, but you cannot be friends with your ex. If you try to hang out with them post breakup, I don't care how many months it's been, I don't care how many years it's been, it's going to be awkward. Okay. Why? Because you think you're going to fall into the old patterns. You might go to food, you might go to their house, you might watch a movie, you might hang out, but no matter what you do, it's going to be awkward. It's going to be tense. You don't want to see your ex's family after you broke up. You don't want to see their siblings. You don't want to see their friends because everybody knows what happened. And now it's just giving mixed signals like, oh, are you getting back together? What's going on? Are you friends? And the biggest elephant in the room when you go to hang out with your ex after you guys have broken up is talking about who you've been doing, what you've been doing, rumors on the street, where you've been going, okay? And people get sensitive. Lots of guys do not want to talk about what they're doing. After you guys break up, if you guys try to do that little, we're going to be friends and go hang out, and you're like, so have you been talking to anybody? Their asshole's going to clench up. Men clench up when you ask them about who they've been seeing. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it from you, and they don't want to tell you about it. But the thing about women is we love to cause ourselves pain, and we love to ask a man, so are you dating anybody? So what have you been doing? Have you been seeing anybody? Oh yeah. Like we want to hear every single microscopic detail of our exes or even our current man. past, present, and future, because it's something about it that's just like, it's entertaining. It's like when you're stalking somebody and you know you shouldn't be stalking them, but you get like that endorphin rush of like, oh, I just have to know. I think women, we're just addicted to like that dopamine rush of hearing about the gossip from our lovers, from our partners, from our boyfriends, ex-boyfriends, about what the tea is. I literally think we're just addicted to the dopamine more than men are. Men do not get that rush of finding out about your past or about what you've done. They just get disgusted or hurt, and they're just like, down for the night. Whereas girls, we take it as like an opportunity. We're learning from this. We're absorbing this information. We're taking it to mind. We're taking it heed. We're learning from the past. We do a lot more of that information than guys. And it brings me also to the fact of, do not try to be friends with your ex, okay? And do not tell them about what you're doing. Do not tell them if you're hooking up with anybody or if you're going to be seeing anybody, because most likely everybody's just going to get butthurt. It's not going to be good. And then you're probably going to hang out like once, 2 times, and then you're going to realize like, shit, I should have not tried to be friends with you after the breakup, because it's just awkward. And you're just going to try after the second time, maybe the first time, and just realize like, there's a reason you don't do this. There's a reason you're not friends with your ex. If you see them, be polite. There's no rule in the book. There's nothing to be mean. If you guys had a cordial breakup, it went pretty smoothly. Nobody was cheated on. Nobody was hurt. If you see them out and about, you can say hello to your ex. You can say, hey, yeah, nice to see you. And then bye-bye. Okay? Do not try to meet up with your ex. Don't be like, oh my gosh, it's been so nice seeing you. We should go grab coffee. Don't say that. Don't say that. Leave no strings attached, because it is just going to be more awkward for the rest of you guys. And it's not going to be very fun. It's just going to be embarrassing for both parties, to say the least, okay? You cannot be friends with your ex. I mean, I know people think and they get all hopeful, but you just can't. Here's a funny story for you guys. I used astrology to catch my man. In a little bit of, I used astrology to, and another thing, speaking of, the past and girls just loving to know every little detail about our partner's past, present, and future. I used astrology to catch my man in a lie. Yeah, and you can too. Here's what I did. Okay, it is so random, but he had a childhood best friend growing up who was a girl, and I was like, okay, that's not suspicious. I heard it mentioned a few times, talked about by friends, talked about by family, and I was like, okay, not a big deal, not a big deal. But then I think I heard another story from my man, and I was like, interesting. Okay. She moved away. Okay, she moved out of their hometown and moved to the big city. And then he said one time, though, that he hooked up with a girl in this big city. And I was like, hook up, that's interesting. But I didn't ask who the girl was. I didn't ask any more information about it. I had already asked that. He wasn't going to give me anything more. But girls, we always want to know more. But I had saved that. I bookmarked that in my mind. And I was like, female friendship. You're telling me there was no secret feelings on either party side? Childhood best friend. You guys grow up living next to each other. You guys are hormonal. You guys are going through puberty together. You guys never maybe caught feelings for each other. Well, I was reading our astrology. I was deep in the astrology books. I was on some random website reading like placement by placement, moment by moment of his life. And there was a little mention of possibly having a sexual relationship with a childhood friend, but that it wasn't going to work out, and that it was a bad decision, and then the friendship would probably just fall off after that. And I was like, what the fuck? Are you shitting me? Did I just read that correctly? I literally yelled at the top of my lungs, and I was like, sir. I think my man was literally home, and I was reading this, and I was like, come here. And he was like, what? And I was like, did you hook up with that childhood best friend of yours? That girl that you were just, best friends with? Oh my gosh, all my life. Did you hook up? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, I fucking knew it. Your astrology. He was like, how did you know that? Where did you put that together? I was like, yeah, you guys hooked up when you were in the big city, right? You were in the big city and you hooked up? He was like, yes. And I was like, yep, I freaking knew it. And he was like, so confused. And I was like, your astrology just ratted you out. It said you hooked up with your childhood best friend. And yeah, I was not surprised. And it was like childhood best friend of the opposite sex. Okay, just for clarification there. It said that. And I was like, I was shook. Where did I read this? I have no freaking clue. I cannot find it again. I haven't tried since I saw it. But wherever it was, I was on some random website, on some random thing. But you too can catch your man in some sticky situations. I am now a married woman, right? I don't have any drama anymore. I have to be a little leech and live off my friends who are still dating for drama, or even those in dramatic relationships. I am leeching like a little leech for drama. So in my own married life, I do not have any. So to get drama, to start arguments as a woman, I have to go to the past or the future to start drama. So I used astrology to start shit from his past, and it worked. It worked. And you know what? It wasn't about the fact that he hooked up with his childhood best friend. Do that. I don't give a damn. That was in the past. That was years and years and years ago. but I just want to be right. And I had a feeling, I had that feminine inkling in my ussy that he was not telling me the full truth. But at the time, I couldn't ask any more than I did. And you know, women, we like to ask all the questions, but men do not always want to answer every single detail of their past, present, and future with us. So sometimes you have to put it together yourself. And just to know that I had that premonition that they probably hooked up and then find out that it was true through his astrology, it was just a beautiful, it was just a put together. Because I was literally talking to one of my other friends and she was like, yeah, I caught my ex thing up in a little bit of a tricky situation, a little bit of a lie. He was hitting me up while he was talking to a new girl, then post her on Valentine's Day, but he was talking to me when they were supposed to be just starting to see each other. And I was like, ooh, you caught him. She's like, I had a feeling. It is just like that win for us girls, when we find out like, yep, I'm not freaking crazy. I'm not crazy. I knew it. That premonition. Women, you have to trust your gut. Trust your gut, because the amount of times I thought something, like when a man said something or did something, and I was like, hold up, I have a feeling this, and this happened. It's probably true. It's probably true at this point. Just take it is. Trust your gut, because you are probably right. It is probably most likely, it is right under your nose. It is right under your nose. We have that feminine premonition. We are supposed to be good at realizing things and seeing things. Sometimes it does fail though. Like, for example, sometimes I put myself in stupid situations because I have my gut and my gut is telling me exactly what to do, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to listen to my gut. I'm going to ignore that. It can't be that bad. Like one time, a funny situation, which luckily didn't end badly, but could have been badly. And my gut was telling me this is weird, but like, I'm just going to go through with it because my mind is telling me it's fine. When I was a little bit younger, I really wanted to buy a vibrator. I had never bought one, but I like shared an Amazon account with my family. So I couldn't order exactly a vibrator on there. And I didn't want to order it on another website because I just didn't want to get shipped to my house. And then like one of my parents open it and see the vibrator. So I was like, I will just do it the good old fashioned way. And I will go to a sex store and buy one. But when I went to go buy this sex toy, it was during COVID. So when I went to go buy this sexy toy, it was during COVID. All the shops were closed during COVID. Like most of the stores were closed for in-person buying. You could only buy things online. So I was like Googling the shit out of like, you know, sex stores where I could go buy a vibrator that were still open. I found one that was literally open for like 2 hours a day during COVID. I drove down there, went to the shop. It was a really big sex store. There was like 2 other girls in there around my age, giggling, laughing, looking at stuff. I go to the back, find a little bullet vibrator, just a little basic, good old-fashioned one. It kind of looks like a little lipstick. I think it's supposed to be like a disguise vibrator, so you can't tell, but it kind of looked like a lipstick bottle. And I go up to the teller to buy the vibrator, and he's like, oh, sorry, like we're not accepting card payments right now because technically my store is not supposed to be open because of COVID regulations, but we are, so we're only taking cash right now. And I was like, sorry, but like I don't have any cash. And I was like, can I Venmo you? Can I do something else? He was like, no, we're only taking cash. And he's like, but we do have an ATM in the bar next door. And I was like, okay, like whatever, I'll go next door. And he was like, oh, I actually own the bar as well, so I will let you in because right now the bar is closed. And I was like, okay, like that's kind of weird. He's like, just give me a minute. I'm going to let these girls check out and then I'll walk you over. So I wait there in the sex store. I'm just like looking around. He lets the girls check out. And then when they go to buy the thing, he wraps it up. And then he tells me, he's like, okay, follow me. So I follow him outside the store. He grabs his keys. He locks the doors to the sex store, and then he walks me next door to the bar that he owns. He has another set of keys, opens that door, and opens the door very widely. And I just see it's completely dark. Like I can't see barely anything. I just like smell the smell of the bar. It smelled like cigarettes and dried beer and other mysterious things. And he's just like, so go down to the end of the hallway. Yeah, end of the hallway at the very, 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 very back of the place, and you will see the ATM machine. And I was like, pause for a second. I was like, this man who he makes me go in the back of this bar. There's nobody around. I don't know him. I just met him. There's nobody who's outside right now who's seeing me go into this bar. And he's the only one that has the keys to the bar. So I was like, okay, just do it. Like, it can't be that bad. Obviously, he's telling me to do this. Those girls just saw me. Hopefully, they could mention something if I am murdered later. But I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, my gut's telling me this is sketchy, but I'm like, whatever. I walk into the bar. I just try to go, I go straight to the back ATM. I'm trying as fast as possible to click my numbers in. There was the only thing like that really lit up the room was like this exit sign that was like right by the back where I was, where the little machine was. But I was like, shit, I don't even know if that door is unlocked. I am just gonna hope that if something does go wrong, that I can run outside that exit door that's a lot closer to this ATM. I'm as quickly as possible trying to take out my money. I think it was literally like the freaking thing was maybe $15. I took out a 20. I go out, I quickly get the little numbers, grab the cash, and I like run down that like hallway up the bar back to the front door where he's waiting for me. And I was just like, okay, I got it. And he's like, you good? And I was like, it's just a little scary in there, you know, it's a little dark, and you like random stranger want me to go down there to get my money. And he was like, yeah, I know it's kind of creepy right now. And I was like, okay, well, I only grabbed a 20, that's all they would give. And I was just like, just take 20, like I don't give a fuck. I just want to get the hell out of here. So I give him the 20, I take the vibrator, and I dip. But, you know, with foresight, with 20/20 vision, that was a super, super sketchy situation. I probably should have just said no or had him, I don't know, walk me to the back. I don't know what the better situation would have been. Maybe I should have just given up and been like, fuck it, I don't need the vibrator. But in the moment, I really wanted it. But in my gut, I was like, this is sketchy. And I told my friends about it later, and they were all like, girl, that was so freaking sketchy. Why did you do that? But, you know, I just wanted that vibrator so bad. I went home, tried the vibrator. It was a piece of shit vibrator. Now that I've tried really good vibrators, that one was a piece of shit. It was like one of those little bullet ones that looks like a little lipstick, but it barely did the job. I felt like my electric toothbrush could have done more than that basic little vibe lipstick did, because it was barely nothing. Like it was very slippery. It didn't have any good grip on it. It had like 2 settings, which was weak and then freaking turbocharge on that little lipstick vibe. It was disappointing, and I definitely should have trusted my gut more because I put myself in a really sketchy situation. But ladies, always remember, trust your gut, because half the time it is very right. Your mind is not right, but your gut, she knows more than you think. All right, guys, it's Q&A time. Let's get into it. Okay, first question of the day. Hi, sometimes I feel like my boyfriend does not feel like having sex or doing things. I don't want to force him to do things, but I want to get him more in the mood. Do you have any tips that would help with this problem? Okay, what to do if your man is not in the mood and maybe you have a higher, you know, spicy drive than he does? I would say first things first is honestly, what is his health like? If a guy isn't working out, if he's not eating a healthy diet, that does affect their libido, just like women. So if you notice like that your man is never in the mood, but he never works out, he never goes out in the sun, he doesn't eat good, it could just be that. He just needs to start working out, take care of himself, because really taking care of your body is going to affect like all those other things, like your libido, your energy, your drive. It has so many positive effects. So maybe take a look at that. But if you notice that you maybe are just more in the mood than he is, I would recommend that you maybe do a little more of initiation. You might just feel like he needs to start things most of the time. You know, I know lots of women feel like they need to be the one, men need to be the one to initiate, but maybe he just wants a little more initiation. Men like to feel desired as well. So try to take more control, you know, kind of give him the message like you're in the mood. Maybe put on a cute little set, a little set, kind of walk out in it and be like, look at this, babe. And, you know, kind of like give him the signal like, hey, I'm in the mood, let's get in the mood, and kind of do some light teasing. You know, don't go straight to trying to have sex, you know, try to, you know, start kissing and really slow it down a bit. Take your time, really feel each other, you know. It might just be that he just feels like sometimes you're just going to sex too quickly and that he has to initiate it. So they kind of want you to take control. And yes, you don't always want to have to be the one to do and initiate, but it's nice to do 50-50 or 75-30, whatever you guys like to do. But sometimes he just might not feel as wanted. And men need to feel wanted in the bedroom just as much as women. So sometimes you just might need to slow it down and take time to initiate as well. Don't only touch your partner when you want to receive, when you're in the mood. Don't only touch them because you want to get spicy, because you want to go to the bedroom. Try to be an affectionate partner on the daily. You know, hug them, say hello, sit next to him, say hello. Try to initiate intimacy with your partner, not only when you're in the mood and you're trying to start something up in the bedroom. Try to just hug them when you guys are sitting next to each other, give them affection, you know, pet them, hold their hand, just make them feel like they are being affectionate. You know, you're being affectionate towards them on the daily, on the regular, not just when you're trying to get something from them. Because just like women, when we feel like, oh, well, he only ever, you know, wants to, you know, lay on me or hold my hand or, you know, initiate things when he wants to have sex. He never just does it just to cuddle and feel nice and make me feel cozy. So do the same for him. He might just feel like it's not being enough. As well, sometimes the libido could just be low. It could just be one of those times where you're just going through a phase and it might just take a minute to fade away and then it should come back up pretty naturally. Maybe there's something just really stressful going on at work, in his life. Kind of think about outside factors that could be affecting the bedroom and causing like stress. And another thing that to always look out for is just to make sure that you guys yourself are communicating everything in the bedroom. Is there maybe any lingering discomfort? Is there something somebody's not doing that the other one wants? Just kind of discuss, like, what are new things you like to try, or what are things that we haven't tried that we could do, or things you really love doing. That could probably help bring back the libido and make sure you guys are both in the mood. All right, next question. Hey, so I have been following your content on TikTok for a while now. I just have some questions. Do you have any advice on how to make the first time more pleasant for you and your partner? We're both virgins and I'm a little bit nervous and he is as well. Okay, that's the biggest thing when two people have never had sex is everybody's super nervous. But if you find like you're super tense and your partner is super tense about doing the deed in the bedroom, I recommend you kind of just like let them know first off that you're nervous, because they might not be wanting to say anything. They might want to be trying to play it cool and like be like, yeah, I'm the suave guy, I know what's going on. But they're probably just as scared as you are. So if you kind of like let them know that like, hey, could we take things slow? I'm kind of nervous. It will make them feel so much better, because then they'll be like, you know what? Yeah, actually, I am too. Just communicating with your partner that you guys are both kind of tense will help de-escalate things and kind of take that nerves off of expectations and, kind of let it be known. Like, I know this is our first time, but we're going to get better, just like let me know how you feel during. Does this feel good? Just communicate a lot throughout. Like, do you like what I'm doing? Do you want me to do more, softer, faster? Really try to use directional words during that first time and a lot of checking in, because this can be stressful, especially as a woman. We're going through a lot. They're going through a lot too. You just want to make sure you're checking in with both parties. Do it someplace for the first time where you're comfortable and you're not going to have any interruptions or no time crunch. I feel like the biggest thing is like, you go over to their house and they have like 20 minutes until their parents get home. So you're super stressed and you're super rushed. And obviously for the first time, you probably don't need a full 20 minutes, maybe more like 5, maybe 10, nothing more. But you just want to make sure you're going to be uninterrupted and be in a safe, calm place for both of you guys. Next question. Hey girl, I have a question. If you are writing on top and you're trying to squat, is it okay if you aren't squatting and your knees are just flat, like bended on the bed? Okay. So the question is it okay if you're not squatting? Does it feel just as good when you're just doing the classic sitting on top of them, but you're like, your knees are bent, you're kind of sitting on top of your thighs? Yes, totally. If you don't want to squat on the dick where you put like both legs up and instead you're just like kneeling, that feels just as good. There isn't any problem with doing that as well. And sometimes it's more comfortable for yourself because you can better lean forward, really push your guys' chests together, and then you can really just work on, working your hips and spelling your name. It's honestly sometimes easier, and you can go the distance when you're doing just the classic, sitting on top of your thighs when you're writing them, compared to trying to squat, because you're using a lot more energy and it's not going to be as quick and long. So yeah, none of them are better than the other. Both are really great, I would say. I think just squatting kind of ups the intensity a bit. You feel it a bit better. Next question. I'm really nervous what to do while my boyfriend is fingering me. I don't know if I should be making noise or if I should just sit there. What to do? Please help me out. What to do while a guy is giving you that good, come hither finger action, okay? I think the best thing is kind of just to like let him know, like, that feels really good. Communicate. I really like that. Yeah, keep doing that. Kind of just like use a few of those phrases to let them know like they're doing a good job. Or you could even like do a little correction if you want them to go slower or go faster, or be like, I really like that. And as well, just kind of let out their moan. Be like, oh, yeah, that feels really good. Right there, kind of like moan through it. And even if you kind of guys are like sitting side by side, you could even start making out with them while they give you that good finger. Or you can maybe put your hand on them and start teasing them a little bit, caress them, put your hand on their neck and kind of like pull them towards you, make out while they're doing it. Obviously, most people want to keep their concentration. Sometimes it's hard for a guy to keep his finger concentration while he's also trying to kiss you. All right, last question of the day. Hi, girl. I am a virgin and my friend and I have a really good relationship, but sometimes we've been making out and I really like it. But I want to ask you, do you have any advice to ask how to be friends with benefits, but nothing more? Okay, here's how to ask if you can be friends with benefits of somebody. You don't need to actually make a big deal out of it. You can kind of just like let them know, like, hey, I really love hanging out with you and we have really good chemistry together, but I'm not really looking for a relationship. I'm not really trying to get into anything. but I want to keep doing what we're doing because I really like it. But I just got to let you know, I'm not trying to be anything more than that at the moment. Communicate that. Now, yes, friends with benefits, sometimes somebody will catch feelings. Sometimes later on, more people might want to change that arrangement. So that's completely okay. Be ready for that. Maybe in the future, maybe you guys, one of you cuts it off, or maybe you guys both are like, I think we're being too much and we might just need to take a break. But literally just kind of tell them that, like, hey, I like what we're doing, but I don't want to date and I'm not trying to look for anything more, and let them know, communicate. You don't want to drag somebody along and make them think that, oh, we're going to start dating, we're going to continue to be more, when you're not. Just let them know, clear and simple. Honestly, most guys will appreciate honesty because maybe they're looking for the same thing. All right, guys, that wraps up another episode of Great. I hope you guys had fun. Tune in to my TikTok and I'll see you guys next Sunday.